open up a report, which is sort of a cross section of all of those different types of information. So I've clicked on year 10 with infection and response, and it has loads of information. So there's a top section about the performance of year 10 and how it compares to the national average. So here we've got a visual with year 10 score and the national average, and then a bar here. And that's basically the expected score for year 10s based on how they do in other things. There's also a section on how many questions year 10 has answered with a little visual that breaks down how many of those were homework and how many of those were revision. And then you've got a section which is further breaking down the curriculum. So these are all the topics in infection and response. We have both score spread and average score. I recommend using those together. Score spread is basically all of the students in year 10 and how their scores are, how many students are in each of those score brackets. Um, the reason both of these are important is because averages, they're really helpful for a lot of things, but they do hide outliers. And sometimes the outliers are exactly what you're looking for. So for example, a 78 looks quite good and it's kind of in line with the other scores. So you might be tempted to think, okay, we're good on communicable diseases. But if you look in the score spread, there's actually a red bar there. So there are 3 students who are still really struggling with this content and they're scoring in the 20s. So I just like to look at both of those at once. There's also a questions answered column. So there's a little bar chart showing you amount of activity in each of these, and then the number of students who have answered questions in each topic. Below that, we have a scatter plot. So this is questions answered up at the top and then percent correct along the bottom. You can hover over any of these dots and see who these students are. So Raymond Pine Bark Extract is doing a lot of questions, and so is Ali Loquat. And if you see students in this area, so this kind of upper left zone, that might suggest that they're putting a lot of effort in. So they're doing a lot of work, but they're still struggling with the content because this is kind of over to the left. This is the lower scoring range. So those are good outliers to look out for. There is usually another section below this, which I don't have switched on in my demo school, and I apologize for that. But it's a really simple just list of 3 strongest topics and 3 weakest topics. And it's just text, and it's really easy to just copy that and paste it into a report when you're putting reports together. So this is a report obviously for all of year 10, but you can pull these up for individual students. So Raymond Pine Bark Extract, you can get the same thing for him.